New tires can really change the way your bike feels on the trail. Better grip, smoother ride, and no flats with a tubeless setup. I'm going to install these new Delium Allrounder gravel tires. They're a great tire for all sorts of conditions. Let's get them mounted up and ready to roll. Part of setting up new tires is replacing my tubeless rim tape. You can see mine's all dried up and it's not even sticky anymore. First step is to take off the old rim tape and clean the rim. I go slow and I just pull off little chunks at a time. Once the rim tape is off, look for any dried up chunks of old sealant and get that off too. Next, I take a spray bottle of isopropyl alcohol and a clean towel and I clean off the inside of the rim to make sure the new tape's going to stick. Apply your rim tape by pulling it tight as you wrap it around the inside of the rim. I usually go in sections of about 8 to 10 inches at a time just to make it easier to manage. There's nothing special about this rim tape, it's just tubeless rim tape. You can get it from any shop and they can help you get the right width to match your rims too. When you get all the way around, I usually overlap about 6 inches or so, cut it and pull it tight. Next, I'll take that clean towel and really go around and stick the tape down to the rim. I'm going to use these new Stan's universal valve stems. The first thing I need to do is poke a tiny little hole in the rim tape. Carefully press the valve stem through the tape and then tighten the nut. Okay, now we're ready to install the tire, and the first thing you want to do is to find the rotational direction of the tire. It's usually molded on the side and it can be pretty subtle, but it's there. You want to make sure that you install the tire onto the rim so that the tread pattern rolls in the right direction. Next, you want to get the tire up onto the rim one side at a time, and this is where it seems like you could use a few extra set of hands, because if the fit of the tire is really tight on the rim, it can be hard to work with. Usually I can get a tire onto the rim by hand, but in this case I had to use one of those sliding plastic tire levers to help me push it up and over the rim. In order to set the tire onto the rim properly, we need a big blast of air, so I'm going to remove the valve core and head over to my air compressor. As you inflate the tire, you should hear a few loud pops. And that's your tire bead setting into the right position on the rim. Now that the tires are on, I'll add some stands, and these gravel tires take about 70 milliliters each. This sealant injector from Stan's is super handy. It snaps onto the valve core and doesn't leave any mess. Once the sealant is in, I'll put back in the valve core and inflate the tire. As you're pumping up your tire, it's common to hear some air leaking out around the valve stem. So if you do, just give your tire a little shake or a little tap on the ground to get some sealant up and around their valve stem, and that'll usually stop that air leak. The last thing I'll do for this wheel is to use some soapy water and a soft brush and just go around and clean off any spilled sealant. But this also helps me look for big air bubbles where I can see if there's an air leak. This one looks okay, so it's good to go. And that's it. You're set up tubeless and ready for the trails with better traction, fewer flats, and a great ride feel.